So hello guys and ladies. So my name is Coach Steve. So I'm a personal trainer here at FitSpot Gym Kikuyu. So my areas of specialties are in strength training, both general strength training and competitive strength training, specifically in powerlifting, hypertrophy training, which is another word for muscle building, and fat loss training. So today I'm going to run you through a couple of exercises so that you can get the most out of your strength training, hypertrophy training, and fat loss training. So. So for our first exercise of the day, we are going to do a deadlift, which is a conventional deadlift. So the deadlift has very great benefits from general body strength and also increasing the strength of your posterior chain and muscle size. So the first step when you're setting up for a deadlift is like the bar placement of the bar relative to your feet. So one thing you have to make sure is the bar is in the center of balance on your feet. So the bar has to rest in the middle of your foot. So do not stand too far back or too far forward, the middle of your foot, so that you can be able to exert pressure of the ground evenly and place rest pressure on your legs. Then once you've set your feet like that, now you have to think about which muscles I'm supposed to be using when I'm deadlifting. So when you're deadlifting, you use your lats, which are muscles on the side of your back, your lower back, and your posterior chain mostly, and your quads as well. So you have to think of engaging those muscles before executing the movement. So for a cue I use when I'm doing a deadlift is I do an air row and engage my lats. Then I do an RDL and engage my hamstrings. Then now I bring my shins to the bar and engage my quads. So I know which muscles I'm using. So once those muscles are engaged, so that's the ones I'm going to use when I'm lifting the weight. So you place your hands just outside the bar. Then once you have a firm grip on the bar, now you squat down, engage your quads, hide your armpits chest high, engage your lats, brace your core, push the floor away with your quads, squeeze your hamstrings and lats. Then when you go down, do an RDL again, squat. Then reset, squat down, engage your quads, engage your lats, push with your legs, squeeze your hamstrings and lats. Then go down RDL. Yes. So the most common don't I see is bar placement relative to your feet. So don't step too far back. Don't let the bar be too far forward on your toes. When the bar is too far on your toes, it's not in the center of balance. So you place a lot of pressure on your lower back to lift the weight and not use a lot of your legs. So always make sure when you're setting up for the dead, take your time on the setup and make sure the bar is always on the middle of your foot. When the bar is in the middle of your foot, it's perfectly balanced and you can easily use all the muscles you're supposed to use from your legs and your back. The second don't is not engaging the right muscles beforehand. Like when you just go for a deadlift, let's say you've already set your feet well, you just go down and pick the weight up without taking into considerations which muscles you're supposed to engage. So for the second exercise of the day, we have the bench press. So there's a common phrase that goes around in the gym for mostly guys. When you come to the gym and always, how much do you bench? So it's a testament of how much upper body strength or how alpha male you are in the gym. So it's one of the best exercises for building upper body strength, specifically in the push muscles, which are the chest, shoulders, and triceps. So if you're looking for the best bang for your buck in terms of getting big and muscular and strong in your upper body, the bench press is the exercise to go for. So bench press, there are three variations. There is the flat bench press, the decline, and the incline, which target different areas of the chest. But in terms of like overall chest development and upper body strength, the flat bench press is your go-to. It's the best bang for your buck for that goal. Sawa. So today we have Coach Cliff here. So we are going to show you the do's and the don'ts so that you can reap the most out of your bench press training in terms of gaining strength and muscle in the chest, shoulders, and triceps. So Coach Cliff, vipi?
Zito,
Uko sawa?
niko freshi,
Sawa, leo ndo utatuonesha demonstration.
haina noma.
So setup ya kwanza ya bench ni your hand positioning. So Cliff anatumia a bit of a wider stance, a wider grip, so you target more chest. So the closer you hold the bar, the more you will involve the triceps. The wider you go, the more you involve the chest. So start up. Yes, then the bar placement on the chest. So you go straight down just below, up in the diaphragm area. So when you go down the diaphragm area, your elbows, when they go down, they maintain a 45-degree angle, which will become will place less stress on your shoulders and focus on engaging your chest. So up, squeeze. So that's a properly executed bench. So you can do 3 more reps. Then to add in, you have to really focus on the muscles you are targeting. So when you go down, focus on feeling the stretch in your chest, then up, then you squeeze your chest, because the muscle doesn't know the weight on the bar. It's all about feeling the tension and squeezing. So if you want to make the most out of your bench press training and reap the gains, you have to focus on the mind and muscle connection of your chest and keep your form in check always. So asante sana. Zarak. That is a very fatal and a very risky position in which you engage and control. So when you do that, you can't lift it off your chest. So for our final exercise of the day, we have barbell squats. So barbell squats are the best exercise in the gym for developing lower body strength and muscle size. So tuko na coach Cliff hapa atatuonesha how to do a squat properly. So kwanza, he's using a high bar position, so the bar is rested on top of the traps. So this is the position which most people should squat, because it will give you the best engagement in your quads. So when you're squatting, your primary movers are the squat. Then the stance he's using is a shoulder width stance. It's not too wide, not too narrow, and toes are pointed slightly out. That will be most comfortable for most people, which will be balanced. They'll be able to engage the leg muscles, specifically the quads, and reap the gains of core development and leg development and strength. So when you go down on a squat, make sure your hip, this position, go down, Cliff, hold up, okay, the hip position is just below the knee. That's where you engage the muscle fully. So make sure you use for full range of motion. So same thing as we said on bench. Make sure you keep your ego in check and make sure you use full range of motion. With full range of motion, you reap the gains. And if you do use half range of motion, you'll actually lift more, but you'll not get the gains that you want. Sawa sawa. But we have Coach Cliff here who will show us the don'ts. So step 1 is stance position, where if someone hasn't balanced their stance, the one foot is forward and the other one is back. So that one is you have not properly balanced, so you find you load one side more than the other, and you can risk injuring yourself, especially in the lower back and the hip area. So make sure, take your time when you're setting up. Make sure your feet are shoulder width apart and your toes are balanced in terms of their position. Don't let one be too far back outwards and one too far forward. Make sure you balance. Then another don't is depth. Make sure you use full range of motion. There are people who lift heavy, but they don't go deep. They do half squat or quarter squats. When you do quarter squats, you place a lot of pressures on your knees, then you'll have knee problems and issues. So make sure, leave your ego at the door and make sure just use full range of motion. So if you can do like a proper squat, go all the way down, then up. Just another thing is control of the weight. You have to have proper mind and muscle connection whenever you are squatting. Then the final don't is ego lifting. I'll not emphasize this enough. Make sure you leave your ego at the door and lift a weight that you can manage and you can execute it with the proper form. So stay safe and happy gains hunting.